All right, Josh. So just going to go through some of the kind of, I suppose, kind of random stuff we went through on the first lesson there. So first of all, that Raschiato I was talking about, the three cycle one. Okay, so what we're doing first is the traditional way, the flamenco way of doing this is to start down here. Now, I will show you another, in my opinion, more useful way of doing it. It's just a little bit more applicable, but we'll start off with the traditional way. So we're starting off the thumb down, thumb goes up, and keep in mind, it's not this, okay? It's this. It's a wrist turn, not your elbow going up like that, okay? So thumb up, middle finger. You can add in the third finger if you like, if you need it to be a bit louder. If the finger one is quieter than the two thumbs, then, you know, add in a bit more. Just make sure you're getting a balanced sound between them. So you got thumb up, fingers down, and it's important that you're very strict about the fingers going down without the thumb. The thumb shouldn't go down at all during this one. Then bring the thumb down, and then you start the cycle again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so build up the speed really slowly and make sure it's a really consistent triplet, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, not sort of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, you know, something like that. A nice even what. Now the other way to do it is the same, only you start with the fingers going down. So it's fingers down, thumb up. Okay? Now the reason you would do it that way is because more often than not, when you want to do something like you're much more likely to be up here at the time when you go to do it than you are to be down here. So it's a nice easy way to just kind of fire it off from there. So the traditional way, thumb up, fingers down, thumb down. The other alternative way, just so you can start up here on the beat, is going to be fingers down, thumb up. So moving on, then we had the Spanish triplet, so-called. So this is simple enough. So we got the thumb here, okay? Okay, so we're going to do a little scale in the bass as well. So this is the harmonic minor scale starting from the fifth note in it, okay? So it's the A harmonic minor scale. That means the A minor scale, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but with a sharpened seventh. So this one is going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, and then back up to A again. So we're going to start off on the fifth of it though. More on this stuff later. We'll fill in these details later. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's the G sharp, A. And you can go up as far as you want. Okay, so again. So that's open 1, 4 on that string, 6th string. Open 2, 3. Same again. And then, again, to get that G sharp in there, we're going to go up 3 frets. 6th, 7th, 9th, 10th, 12th, 14. So that's, generally wouldn't go a whole lot higher than that. And then, of course, all the way up to a certain point, let's say here, and then you can end up with a nice E7 here. Now, so speaking of E7 and the different chord variations, so what we need to start trying to do is breaking down chords into what notes they are in terms of the first, third, and fifth. Okay, so let's have a look at A. Okay, use A chords for this. So there's A major, of course. Now, so the first thing you need to know about this is which notes are what, basically, right? So this is the root note. This is the A note in the A chord, right? So we'll call that 1. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now this one here, that's an A note, right? So you second fret on the G string. So A, G, G sharp, A. So you could call that the first as well, or you could call it the 8th, because remember the octave, you know, refers to the same note. So let's say you wanted an A7. Well, you're going to bring the 8th down, right? So down to the 7. Now, it's a little bit more complicated than that because you might only bring it down by 1 fret. That'll be A major 7. That is an A with a major 7 in it, right? So it's not, the major there is not referring to the chord, it's referring to the 7th. Because it's a high 7, we only took the 8th down by 1. And then A7 Still on a seventh, but it's a lower seventh. Okay, so we're taking it down by 2. So same applies here, right? So first, if we want to get that eighth, that means this is a D, so we want to find the D in the D chord, not this one. That's the lowest one, so that's 1, right? We don't want to, that's the bass note of the chord. We don't want to mess with that. So there it is there, right? 3rd fret on the B strings, because you've got B, no B sharp, so C, C sharp, D, right? So take it down by 1, D major 7. Take it down by 2, D7. So it's one thing to know a few 7 chords as shapes, but it's more important to know why it is a 7 chord. You know, what is it about this that makes it a 7 chord? Where's the 7th note in it? So that's the way we're going to be approaching chords from this point on. And so one more thing is the diminished chords I showed you. So let's go with a C minor, let's say. Okay, now there's the first, there's the root note, the C note, there's the 5th, and a diminished chord is a minor chord with a flattened 5th, right? All major and minor chords have a 1st, a 3rd, and a 5th. It's the 3rd that decides whether it's major or minor. If it's low, it's a minor chord. There's that 3rd there, bring it up, there's C major. Okay, so diminished, so there's a G note. So the G note is the 5th, so we bring that down. Now we can kind of switch it around here, like this. See that there? So there's C diminished. Now, the problem is you can't leave that one in there because that note under here, that's a G note, that's a 5th as well. So that needs to be flattened too. So you can keep that first finger there and then just slant your finger back the way to get down to the 2nd fret on that string. Okay, so there's diminished. Then on the other end of that, you've got augmented chords, which is kind of like the opposite of a diminished chord. That is a major chord with a sharpened 5th or augmented 5th. Okay, so let's say we use D here again. Okay, now D, there's the 1st, and then the scale. But again, we'll go through the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 5th. So D diminished is going to be this. Okay. So what you can do there is just keep it as it is. Replace your 3rd finger with the little finger, and the 3rd finger goes up here to augment the 5th. So I wouldn't worry about those chords in particular. It's more the idea of looking at chords like that. That's what I'm really trying to get at. So have a think about that anyway. And I'll see you next time. Talk to you.